Do you ever look into the future and see this VR world and be like, I'm going to be killing this shit?
I wanted to ask him about this.
Or do you think you're just going to sit that one out and be like, nah, fuck that?
No, VR it has already had a couple of explosion moments on streaming. One of which is called this like VR chat, and it's basically literally just a lobby that you can go into. You can make any avatar for yourself. You can make yourself look like anything you want, talk like anything you want, and it's got the full body tracking. So like it looks like if a breakdancer goes in this game and starts breakdancing, it looks like the character is breakdancing right in front of you.
I was saying this because we did a VR session, and I go, there's going to be a time in the house in the future where there's always going to be a VR room in the house.
Absolutely.
Where there's cameras everywhere, and you could literally visit family members. So it would be a custom living room that would be in every house. And then you could sit on the couch talking to your loved ones that's in Australia and all that stuff. And I think that's going to be crazy.
Have you guys ever seen like Ready Player One?
Oh, yeah.
It's a great
of course.
movie. So,
yeah, fantastic.
So that's like, what's funny is like Elon Musk has even talked about this and life being a simulation and stuff. But I think like VR and AR is a perfect example of with how far technology has gone. Think back to when we were young or just before. I mean, Mike's pretty old, so the rest of us. Yeah. So, you know, when Mike was 15 or when we were just born, these games that were like 8-bit and 2D and barely had anything to them, and you can and they were on these cartridges that were like 12 megabytes.
And you had to blow them up.
Exactly.
Do you remember that?
But it wasn't working?
Yeah.
Yep. Of course. Yeah.
You know what's funny is the graphics, it was so crap, but during scary games, I'd still be scared as shit.
Of course.
Terrified.
I mean, that's all our brains knew. But now you have VR and AR, and these things keep improving, and now they're wireless, and soon they're going to be probably just one strip you wear over your eyes, and next you know, you'll have a haptic suit like in Ready Player One that Elon Musk has talked about this, and there's games like The Sims, which is simulating real life. Well, with how far technology has gone in the last 25 years, with how exponential it's been, there's been more technological advances in the last 25 years than there were in the 1,000 years prior. So if you take the year 3000, which is, you know, whatever, 1,000 years from now, what is to say that they can't simulate consciousness in these games? And right now we are not little Jimmy's Sims game that is played that is
by another civilization.
Yo,
it is
fuck the year 3000. You know? That'll happen within 150 years.
Yeah,
I swear to God, it's insane. The VR place that he's talking about, I think it's called True VR. You should go if you haven't yet. They put you in these suits, hands, I think shoulders, some shoes, knee, and they give you a gun. And when you pull the trigger on the gun in real life, it recoils. It shakes. So when you put on this suit with your teammates, you literally run around this giant room and actually play within the game. My question to you is, when that advances to a point where you can have your VR room in your house and who knows, maybe you're on a treadmill or there's like some sort of ball where you can run around. And
I'm just going to let you know, glitching's going to hurt. It's going to hurt
badly. So that's what my question is. Do you play video games because you can have this high adrenaline energy rush, essentially being static, seated? Or do you think when VR is at a place where people, if they want to be good and want to win, if they have to be really active, you exit the game sweating, you play for 3 hours, you've had your workout for the day. Do you think that will decrease the amount of people who are interested in playing that type of game?
Thankfully, I think that there's an audience for everything. I mean, I'm not interested in mobile gaming. Mobile gaming is like the biggest industry in the world. Like for video games, it's insane. But I'm not interested in VR. There are people that have every VR headset and are up to date on every VR news, and you can't even begin to think about some of the stuff that they know that I don't about VR.
Do you think it would be more popular than the static in your chair at the computer gaming?
It'll come down to price. I think barrier of entry of VR and paying for something like that will always hinder the ability for people to get in. Mobile gaming is the biggest because, well, everyone's got a damn phone, and a lot of these games are free to play. So you just have your phone, you download a game, and now you're mobile gaming. Whereas a console is a $300 to $500 barrier of entry. A PC is like $800 to $1,500, and VR is probably more on that level. So
ease of access.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing, like, imagine an arena and all these people have VR headsets on and they're diving over barriers and like war.
You literally took that image out of my head. I said to myself this, I don't, and mind you, I love sports. I love playing sports, and sometimes I like watching basketball. I would never watch a basketball game again. If people are running around shooting each other and just like you could see two screens, one of their actual point of view and then one what they're seeing in the game.
I mean, dude, think of like the Romans and
Gladiators,
and gladiators and shit. Like, imagine if, I know it's so crazy to say, and someone will clip this and be like, "Wow, that's the most virgin shit I've ever heard." But like, imagine that. But you're sitting in VR in like a Coliseum and you're watching people fight like that right in front of you. Like, it's almost like you're a viewer or an experiencer.
Insane.
The next Logan Paul versus KSI fight is in VR.
Wow. Yo, that's not too far fetched. I swear to God, 50 years from now, I'll be fighting KSI again. And our audience can be at home, slip on a headset, and be in the stadium.
No,
in the front row.
Forget the stadium. What if they're seeing from your point of view? They could switch from back and forth.
Well, now I have to be wearing a headset while I'm fighting.
You're in a VR room.
Hey,
No,
listen.
I'm talking about me actually. And they could join in the stadium and be at the front row in the stadium.
That's already
Australia.
happening
that's
too.
crazy.
The digital audience is happening for the NBA bubble. Have you seen that? So
Yep.
you can
Yep.
actually buy tickets to the finals, sit in front of a camera at your house, and then be in the front row on a screen in the NBA bubble.
Insane.
Yeah.